Another thing that AI helped us do is solve problems faster, which means we could solve more problems. In the beginning, it was taking like 52 weeks to do one thing. You saw that pin app. The pin scanning app was six months of work, and now I can just use a language model. But that just means I can get on with it and do the next thing. So do things faster, get more done, but just do more. Don't be the guy who's like, I'm going to wait 6 months and then give them the answer, because someone else will vibe code their way to a better solution than you. The other thing I think it's important to know, I talked about knowing what the latest is and using it to your advantage. The other thing I would advise you to do is know the limitations of these things. Super high dimensional minimization in 100 billion parameter space, what could go wrong? Think about what could go wrong. Here's an interview question that I ask new hires. Give you a bit of a hint in case you want to apply. Say open ChatGPT and make it lie to you. You can't say lie to me. Now just pretend you didn't. Hey ChatGPT, be my pal. No, you have to find a way to make it give you false information whilst thinking it's correct. And it's easy, but it's not so easy. It's easy, but as soon as you have the agentic version that can Google search, it's less easy, but you can still do it. Oh boy, can you do it. And knowing that you can do it, and knowing then when you are cheating with it that it's doing this sometimes is important. And knowing how and when and what the limitations are is important. There's a computer science analogy, it was for the other class, I'll skip over it. Basically, there's algorithms in computer science that are about searching a space. You track what's on the edge, and then you expand the edge. You need to do that with AI. You need to track what's on the edge. What is the limit of what we can now do? And what's next? And then ask yourself, how can I be on that limit? This is a computer science joke. Clearly the AI doesn't know how to do this because it highlighted the wrong nodes. But I would focus on things like this. AI hallucinates. It lies. That's a problem, right? Instead of just being like, okay, so I'm going to double check what the AI tells me. What if you said, what if I work on a way to solve that? What if I work on understanding when it's lying? There's a guy, Chris Oler at Claude. Interesting guy, you should check out his research. It's all about AI explainability. He delves into the model and he adapts it into like a new model. So he uses what's called a denoising autoencoder to try and take out the tangle of all the parameters of this model. And he maps it to simpler context, right? And what he learned was that there's specific nodes in this model, specific like pieces that tell you if the model is lying. Like you could actually find a lying vector. There's basically a thing which would say, the model's busy outputting text, but then if this feature is activated, it doesn't know what it's talking about. And you can figure out that in his model, it's not the only lying signal, but it's one. If that thing's activated, maybe it's hallucinating, and that's interesting. Another thing he did was he found one that was for the Golden Gate Bridge. If you activate that thing, it starts thinking it's the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. And every question you ask it, like, what is love? You're like, love is like the arches of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's interesting. So look at these things, look at these issues, and use them. I think I'm out of time, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop, but I do think, I'll leave you with one more cartoon, which is basically saying, think about something new, build something new, be on the frontier, and solve the problems that these things can't solve, and then you won't be replaced. Yeah.